Hi, I want to thank the staff from Hot 120 Degrees for inviting me out. This is Mr. H, and I'm here again to talk about the hot topic. I know y'all had a busy day today, and you got a lot to do, so I'm not going to waste your time. I'll get right into it. Today, we want to talk about uh, Antonio Brown, who's on the Oakland Raiders. Um, Seems as if he's trying to become the new big bad boy in the NFL. Let me give you a little backdrop. Well, about 6 months ago, around December 2018, he started having trouble with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he wasn't coming to some game activities, started arguing with certain team members in the locker room, causing a lot of friction. So around March the 10th, 2019, they traded him to the Oakland Raiders. And now um, it's been about 6 months, and now he has problems with the Raiders. It seems that recently, and this is all alleged, I wasn't there, but according to our research, allegedly he threatened to punch the GM, Mike Mayock, in the face, and he also called Mike Mayock a cracker. Now, for those youngins that don't understand what the term cracker means, it's an old slave plantation terms. You probably know about the N word, and you probably know that you shouldn't use that word. But another derogatory term was cracker. Cracker was the person who rode the horse around and cracked the whip to make sure that the slaves were not taking breaks, and that the slaves were working on schedule, and that the slaves were continuing to pick the cotton. So anytime that a black person call a white person a cracker, that's a derogatory term. Um, we know more about the N word because slaves were oppressed, and that was the term that the slave master used toward the slaves. But the slaves also had a term too, and that term was cracker, which they used toward white people. Now, I don't know if he's lost out of his mind or he can't put it together, but he seems to it's starting to create a pattern that he has a problem everywhere he goes. You know, if he had problems with the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's one thing. But to come to the Oakland Raiders and have similar problems where you threaten people, you're arguing with people, you're creating tension, and you're missing key team activities, maybe he's beginning to believe his own press report. Maybe he's beginning to believe that the teams need him and he doesn't need the team. You know, we don't know what the problem is, but he seemed to have a problem with Mike Mayock. Now, we don't know if this problem is a legitimate beef that might do something to him that was disrespectful that we don't know about, or is this just the way that Antonio Brown is going to carry out, or the way that he's carrying out his legacy as a football player? Bottom line is, though, if he threatened to punch the GM in the face, or allegedly if he called the GM a cracker, that's what's going to create a hostile environment. And so, based on that, it seems that the Oakland Raiders said they had enough, and according to the research, have traded him over to the New England Patriots. Now, here's the thing about this. If that is the case, and he didn't hit the field with the Oakland Raiders this season, that means that part of his $30 million contract has been forfeited, according to the research. So what I'm telling you is, if he would have played at least one game with them, 29.1 million would have been guaranteed. The fact that he didn't play, the fact that he hasn't played the required amount of games, that part of the contract is no longer guaranteed. So he has lost money because of his foolishness. What he needs to understand is that being the bad boy on the field might be one thing, but trying to be the bad boy in the locker room is something else. Bad boys don't do well in business. Again, being a bad boy tackle as a wide receiver, moving and grooving and running and doing what you got to do, that's one thing. But trying to threaten grown-ups and business people off the field, that tactic cannot work. So at this point, he's going to need to put them hands together and pray, and hopefully good things will happen at the New England Patriots. But they're going to be on close watch. And at that point, if he gets into another situation like that and have outbursts like that and threats like that and threaten to physically harm people and use derogatory term, at this point, we're going to know that it's Antonio Brown and not the team. See, if it happens at Pittsburgh, that's one thing. Happens at Oakland, now we're looking at you. If it happens to the third place you go, then we know it ain't the team, it's you. So I don't know if he's the dummy of the year, or is this bad boy publicity thing is going to work in his favor? It's interesting. I would love to hear your comments on it. As far as I'm understanding, the way I understand business, from my perspective, I think it's bad for business. What is your perspective? What is your comments on it? Is he a fool, or is he smart? Interesting to see what plays out here. Based on what I'm seeing, I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble, but it's good to be able to hear your comments. So share your comments and let's have a discussion on this. But is Antonio Brown the new NFL bad boy, or is he the fool of the year? Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button below. Hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post new content. This is Mr. H signing out for Hot 120 Degrees. Peace.